Hello, people. We have an announcement today, and that is that we are going to be launching a new course on our platform, sPhil Symposia. And this course is going to be on Schelling. It's going to be on the philosopher Schelling and his text, the 1806, 1809 Freedom Essay. And I have with me here today Christopher Satoor, who will be teaching this course. So it's a great pleasure and honor to have you, Christopher, with us to teach this course and this important text. Um, so why don't you go ahead? Actually, before we move on to the course, how about you introduce yourself quickly for those who don't know who you are?
Well, thank you for introducing the course or introducing sPhil and the course. My name is Christopher Satoor. I am a doctoral candidate at York University. I'm also in the last stages of my PhD, which is on Schelling, and especially from 1809 to 1815. So, of course, the freedom essay I'm talking about. And I have been writing on Schelling for quite a long time and publishing on Schelling, and so I'm really excited to get to share with you Schelling's philosophy and his ideas, especially about the 1809 Freedom Essay, because this text, for me, and not just for me, but also to thinkers like Habermas and Heidegger, Paul Tillich, Luigi Parison, feel that this text is extremely important in the history of philosophy and in German idealism. And I'm happy to share with you all of the critical concepts and navigating you through the text.
Yes, we'll be looking in the at the text in its entirety, right?
Yes, yes. And the text is short. It's about 77 pages. However, the way that Schelling writes is a lot different than Hegel or Kant. Um, Kant, of course, writes with dense concepts. Hegel writes with such precise um, logical precision through the dialectic. Schelling uses a lot more poetic imagery. And so to get really in depth into the text, we have to break that down. We have to go through his arguments and we have to tease out and unpack some of these core concepts, especially like freedom. What is freedom? System. What is system to Schelling? And of course, what is ground? What does Schelling mean when he talks about the concept of ground? And how is this concept important? And maybe the skeleton piece or the skeletal um, background or back piece for the whole text.
Yes, those are terms that are super important in German idealism, which also is part of the movement of enlightenment, right? So, what Schelling has to say about freedom, system, and ground uh, is not just interesting, but also provides a unique and perhaps important perspective on the overall development of these concepts and what significance they can have for us today, right? This isn't just something that some guy thought back then. No, he was onto something, right? And we should be paying attention to that. So, why don't you go ahead to show us the new page that we're going to be for the course?
Absolutely. I'm excited to show everyone. So, of course, right next to Hegel, Hegel's Science of Logic and the Quality of Being, Part 1, your course, your and Annelies's course, which was fantastic, is this course here, the Freedom Essay course, Freedom, System, and Ground. And you see here it says the Freedom Essay represents Schelling's most systematic writing on his conception of freedom, and it also captures important themes from his philosophical past, such as his love of the Platonic cosmological receptacle in the Timaeus. And we'll be talking about this idea of the Cora later on in the Freedom Essay. So here's the page.
Yeah, it's looking beautiful.
Here's the write-up of the course. Um, Philip and I will be updating this later in the next couple days. So this is just to get a kind of brief overview, maybe, of what's going to be going on in the course.
Exactly. And we will just say a few key details now. And that is that we plan on launching the seminars for the course, live seminars where everyone who's purchased the seminar tier will be coming together in roughly 1.5 hours with Chris for a seminar session. And that starts in, I think it's the, no, hang on, I'm on the wrong, wait, oh, I think I got the wrong dates here. One sec.
I think we start on October 5th,
That's
Sunday,
right.
October 5th.
Yeah. So it's in about a month time. Um,
Yes.
we'll be launching the course, and it's gonna have the same sort of three-tiered structure as our other course, and we plan on keeping it this way, which is like if you're interested in just learning the about Schelling in your own time, and you don't want to attend seminars or anything like that, then we have like a digital only purchase where you can get the pre-recorded lectures where Chris goes through the text in great detail. You can study at your own time and leisure. But the next tier, which is the seminar tier, which is, I think, the best and most recommended tier, is where you participate in the live seminars that are going to be taking place weekly. And there you the contents of the seminar are based on the lectures, but they act as a kind of expansion, right? And a chance for you to participate and field your own questions directly and be able to meet other people, which are going to be your peers in discovering and exploring this important text together.
It's kind of like a tutorial, but a much more seminar-like, where the students are allowed to ask more questions and generate a discussion of the text and can bring their own understanding of what they got from the lecture.
Yeah. Um, and I think that's uh, really the best way to sort of bring out the best of a text because it's hard to just study something like this alone because it's such a dense and heavy text. But with others, it really helps, yeah, make the text more accessible and perhaps even more interesting, right? Because you
It
come across people
just
who have
just like
different
the
ideas and comments. Yeah, sorry, go on.
just like the phenomenology of spirit or Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, this is a text that um, is difficult. One can't just pick up the text. You need some guidance going through the text. There are several debates going on. Schelling is responding to Hegel, Jacobi, of course, Eschmeyer, Kant, many of these great seminal figures of German idealism. So it's really, really important. You get the lectures and then come to the seminars and talk through some of these big concepts and ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of the seminar tier, which includes the seminar and the digital content, so all of these tiers sort of include their prior tier, is the dialogue tier, which offers 6 one-on-one sessions with Chris here, which are really good if you want additional guidance tailored to you and what you need in terms of the shelling or the text, or if you have some other project in mind and you want to have some supervision or help in uh, in working on that. So that's what that tier is for. Do you want to scroll up to the top of the page, Chris?
Sure.
Great. And so we will have 8 seminars in total. So there'll be 6 lectures, and then there'll be a guest lecture to be announced, and then a pro seminar where members of the seminar cohort will have a chance to present their thoughts, which works as a nice capstone to the entire course, where you get to sort of present a thought, an idea, or yeah, anything related to Schelling or the freedom essay to your peers and possibly make it public here on this channel. So I will also say that, of course, the dialogue tiers will be limited. So if you're thinking about it, then jump in before they go. And we plan on opening up purchase for the course roughly a week before first seminar starts.
So the first week of October, I guess.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah. All
So
right.
here's oh,
Yeah, go on.
here are some thoughts on why a student should study um, the freedom essay first and foremost. It's not your typical German idealist text. There is an element of ontology deep within the structure and logical upbringing of it as well. It's a text that has inspired so many 20th century thinkers. I already brought up Heidegger and Gadamer and Karl Jaspers and some others. Even people like Slavoj Žižek and the German philosopher Marcus Gabriel have talked about the importance of this text.
He is a Schelling
For me,
fanboy.
yeah, for me, the text is extremely important because it is one of its understanding of good and evil, its understanding of the problem of evil, the problem of theodicy is fundamental because Schelling doesn't see evil as a privation. He sees it as something else. And hopefully you stick around for the course and we can really get to the meat of this. What is this concept? And study what freedom is to Schelling. So I hope you stick around. I hope you take the course with me. I'd love to meet new students and hear all your questions.
That is such an interesting question, and the way Schelling perhaps uniquely connects evil with freedom in this way, with ontology and theodicy together, right? And that,
Yes.
as you say, he doesn't think of it as a privation, right? Which is also something uncommon, one might say, because usually if people think of evil as privation in philosophy and in ethical studies. So it sounds, one would be really interested to hear what exactly is Schelling's theory and how he goes about this. It's a massive undertaking. All right. Well, I hope this has whetted your appetite. Stay tuned on our channel for more information. We'll be coming out with more videos in the run-up of the before the launch of the course, where we'll dig into some themes. We'll dig into a little bit of Christopher's own background, and we'll be doing like a having a real Schelling month here at sPhil. So thank you very much, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.